Hey guys, and okay, here we are. So I'm here to just give you a little motivation. Not actually motivation. Once you actually know what is life, I promise you're gonna do the things that you should have done a long time ago. Because you're gonna know that you don't have much of a time left. Like, I'm gonna change your concept. I'm not gonna change your concept, I'm gonna try to change your concept. It's up to you what you're gonna do. Okay, so let's better get started. So, have you ever understood actually what is life? Like, what is life according to you? Is it like, okay, I was small as a kid and my parents just rose like uh, gave me foods and gave me things to do, and I became older. I got older, and what happened now? I'm gonna work. I'm gonna make my own family, and then what? Then what? Like you're thinking only up to your family. Like you're gonna only think about only up to that point. Have you ever thought about what's gonna happen when you're gonna get old? When you're going to die? Have you ever thought about that? Well, that's the most crucial thing you need to know. As if you don't know that, I promise you're gonna like literally waste your whole life not understanding this basic thing. Yeah, I've seen so many people do like, okay, so we are 60, 70, now we're gonna die, and that's it, our life was a lie. Well, we're not saying life is a lie. Like what? Look, we are in this world for a test by the God. Well, I'm not describing you that you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, you're a Hindu, you're an atheist, that you don't even believe in gods. Well, that's a different question. But can you just realize what's our age of average? Like, what is it? Is it 50 years, 60 years, 70 years? Maximum, I would say 80, 90 years. Have you ever thought about what is that? You just like, okay, so that's why our average age is like 50, 60. And you know why is that age? Like, what happened after that? Is it like a deadline for a person? Like, when a person reaches at the point that he's gonna die? I've seen persons go about like 130. What's the reason behind that? So it's all kind of like a confusion that think about, because this is this is like kind of like a vast topic, so we can talk about. I'm gonna describe you a little bit about what actually is happening in this world and what actually we should be doing. Look, what happens was the, like, I'm gonna say a normal average going on chain. Your parents give birth to you, they give food to you. When you're enough capable of going to school, they start teaching you at a low level. They start teaching you basic thing, like you need to understand actual thing what we are talking about, like A, B, C, D. Like once you know the alphabets, they think, okay, now you're capable of learning the words, learning something more than only alphabets. You can see we're growing from level to level. Before we were on the lower level, now we are on a little bit more higher level. Now on the level 2, we get capable to learn the words, understand the words. Now you might notice that a person talks his mother language. It's not about the country language, it's about the language that your parents talk about. Because the thing, like, it's only the thing that a child can do. Like, I'm gonna say, if you're like old enough and you live in China, it's been like 20, 30 years, I promise you're really not gonna learn. Not you really will not be able to understand the things that they are saying even after 20 years, because it's something that only a child can do, because the brain is set at a different capability. So what happens? The children actually look at the actions with the words. They see what the person is trying to do, what is it going to do, after telling that word. So that's the capability of being child. Childs are more, have more sharper brains than the older ones, because once we get old, our brain becomes a little bit broad. Like understanding things is a little bit harder. But why do we think like once we get old, we can understand things much easier? That's only because you already have the knowledge of the basics. Like, let's say you have not learned anything and you're old. Now you're gonna start learning ABCD. You know how much time is going to take you to learn that? Just Google, take a Google search. I'm gonna say at least 10 years to learn ABCD, like a good way. That's the thing between a children and the grown up adult. Well, we're not talking about the children and the adults. I'm talking about the life cycle. Like, what happens when you became a teenager? You got graduated from the high school, and now you're going to college. What is actually, you know, push here and there? What's actually happening here? The thing is, we're in a competitive world. Like, what actually happens here? You need to work to earn some money. Like, money is like a currency. Just like you have blood in your body. If you don't have blood, your body will not work. It's just the same way money works in the world. You have money, others gonna work for you, others gonna give you things. You can buy things, you can get food, you can get so many, you can like get every single thing by money. That's like, working thing in this world. You don't have money, you can't do nothing. But there are so many things you can do to earn money. Like, first of all, basic thing, you need to have communication skills. Like, when you don't know how to talk with other people, how are you gonna like tell them, how they're gonna tell you what you need to do, and what is the thing you need to do, and how are they gonna give you money? That's the biggest confusion. So at least a person should be like, I'm gonna say high school pass to get a good kind of communication skills. Otherwise, whatever he's gonna do, like, he's not gonna do nothing, because this time only college graduated gets the lowest job, I'm gonna say, in my opinion. And the thing is, you get paid for your skills. You don't get paid for nothing, just sitting there chilling, sleeping. No, there are exceptions, because some jobs are like babysitting, or you can say some jobs are dog sitting, like that, do nothing, just sit there. But they're only hires those people who are professional in doing that. Yes, some people are professional in just sitting, like the way they sit, the way they control a dog, a cat. That's the skill that they can pay for. And some people are good at teaching, so they teach the kids, whether they have knowledge or they have not. The thing is, knowledge does matter. Like, if you have great knowledge, you're gonna get at a great position. But if you have great way of describing things, you're really gonna get above of the person who has great knowledge, but he do not know that how he can describe his knowledge. That's the main point. Like I told you before, communication is the first thing you need to be concentrating on. While we're talking about the communication skills, now we're gonna talk about like what is actually we do in this world. I'm gonna say there are literally unlimited kind of things. First of all, the basic. Get the high school degree done. I don't know about you guys, but there's a thing called like 12th class. I don't know if you know about that. I think that's the graduation part. Well, if you do graduation, then do what? Just hold on a minute. Just don't go with the flow. Like, okay, now I need to go to college. I need to complete the college. I need to go to university and spend off my 20-30 years of my life, and then I'm gonna just work at some position, and I'm gonna live my life. That's not how you want it to be. Do you want to live an average human life? Just go with the flow, die with the flow, and you're finished. Like, you see, when a person dies, who is gonna like think about him? Mostly the parents, the siblings, the nearby friends, or some of the the relatives. And for how much time? Maybe they're gonna forget him in 1 month. Maybe the parents will never forget him, but the amount, their brain is eventually gonna forget you and put you at the place at the brain that's gonna be the least remembered of the stage. Like, after 10-20 years, how are they gonna know about you? When they see your picture somewhere, when they see your name somewhere, they're gonna remember you and think about you at the time. It's not going to be like every day they wake up and they're gonna remember you but automatically. That's not how our brain works. Our brain is so smart enough to forget these things just to make sure our life goes on without any stoppage or something like that, because that is a very it's a very vast thing. And if you're gonna see, if one is never going to forget another person, the life will eventually stop for him too, because it's gonna be like he's gonna remember, he or she is going to remember him or her forever. And the thing should be like that. They're not gonna do anything in this world, they're gonna only remember him every single at the every moment. They're gonna cry and remember. Eventually they will also die, and another person who like that person is also gonna do the same, and he's gonna die. So that's not how this world works. That's not how our brain is programmed to work. Our brain is meant to forget those things, to make sure that we go move on in the life. It's not like some person died and we're done. Our life is done. We really can't do anything now, because what, that person died and he was my everything. Look, I'm not gonna say it's your mom, it's your father. Man, I pay a huge respect to other parents, and you parents are great. Your friends are great. Your siblings are great. Everyone is great. But eventually you will forget those. I'm not saying as I know you're not a human, you're an animal. No, I'm not saying by that. It's just universal truth. You will forget those things. You don't believe me? Just try to remember someone who recently died, and you will get to know that you have totally forgot about him or her. Okay, so now what happened? Now what you need to do? Like I told you before, like once you do graduation stuff, not too much. I'm gonna say only the high school thing. Now take a moment, sit down, and think. Do research on search engines: Google, Yahoo, Bing, uh, DuckDuckGo, blah blah blah. Just do a research and take a look at what you want to do, what you feel like good to do. It's not always important that what you feel good will be providing you good money. Well, if you want good money, you always don't have to look at what you like. Like I've seen in many movies, they'll be like, okay, I want to be a photographer. Mom, please please, I want to I want to be a photographer. And in the end, their parents get really depressed, and they allow their child to be that. But you know what? That's not a good thing. Our parents always think about ourselves. They be like, my son is going to be an engineer. He's gonna work as a developer or something like that. But why? Why do you think our parents just like force us to be something? Is it because they're going to get something from that? No, they're not gonna get something from that. But they know how the world works from experience that you don't have right now. You will get the experience eventually once you grow up, or you can get that experience right now by listening to my video. That is called the experience. They know the struggles of life. Like what? You're gonna become a photographer. How much you gonna earn? Well, you will think, like many people. Like I've seen many crazy people say. I'm gonna say crazy, but man, try to think with brain. They say the world doesn't work with money. It works with love. Okay, that's a good point, because love and respect is a great thing. If you don't have love and respect, there will be only fights and no friends and stuff. But do you think that like you don't have a job, you live in a let's suppose in your sister's home, like she's married and you live in her home, how long do you think she's gonna pay you? As a sister, is a sibling, so they should be caring about you a lot. Or let's say, yeah, let's take this sibling example. What do you think? How long she's going to like bury there, as she got her husband on the back? Do you think she's gonna like be like every time smooth with you? No, you will like, if she didn't said anything to you for a long time, eventually you will notice the behavior of her towards you has been changed. She's gonna be a little bit rude towards you. What's the problem? It's not the problem she doesn't like you. The problem is that the world doesn't work like that. You see, when they have child, what's gonna happen? Do you think they're gonna pay you? Like once you grow up, the mindset completely changes. It's not like as a kid you will be thinking, okay, I can live with my brother forever, he's gonna pay for me. No, once you grow up, man, everyone's like become an animal. They become greedy to with themselves. They're gonna say, why the hell am I paying this man when he just doing nothing, he just sitting there? Do you think your sister is gonna pay you for long? No, you will notice a change in behavior. Well, actually, she's not going to like. I'm not saying your sister is going to go like, okay, no, get out of my house. No, it's not like that. No one says directly. Everyone shows the things indirectly. Like you're gonna see difference in change, differences in behaviors. Like sometimes rude behavior. What are you doing? Just leave it here, like that, something like that. Because they are fed up about you. They are like they are so tired of you being you, because you don't work. You just like sit there, okay, chill. Now then, what's gonna happen at the end? They're gonna like treat you as a slave. Like when their child grow up like that, they're gonna probably treat you as a slave. Like, hey, can you please take him out? Can you please take my son out, and can you please like get him to the school? And you can't really say no, because they have been feeding you for long, so you're just like stuck with them. You see what I'm trying to say? That's something you don't want to be doing. It was a message for the people who say the world doesn't work with money, it works with the law. You see the law, what happens with the law? That's what happens with the law. You get disrespected everywhere. You don't have money, you really get disrespected. Yeah, that's how it works, man. I'm not saying like I have no profit from saying it to you. Why I'm saying it to you? Do you think I'm gonna get money from this video? Of course not. This is just for motivation. I'm just telling my little brothers, my big brothers, my big sisters, my little sisters, everyone needs to get the right information, because I don't want to see other people like get confused about life, and at the end they end up nowhere. They be like, oh, we have wasted our life. So okay, so I told you about that. Now you need to decide what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, first and basic and last thing, increase your communication skills. It doesn't matter whatever you're gonna learn, the communication matters the most. Okay, now we know that. Well, let me just talk about a little bit more into the motivation, like what is actually going to happen. Now once you get a job, like what are you gonna do? You're gonna make your own business, you're gonna work at your own thing. And there are so many videos on internet about the stock marketing stuff. That's a really great stuff. If you want to become rich, just start in the stock marketing, because now the world has changed a lot. It's stock time. So let's say your children you get married. Then what? You're gonna have children, of course. And you see, now is the time that the world is loop. You will notice that the world is kind of like a looping in a loop. The time when you were a child, you never thought about that you're going to be just like your parents, and you're gonna have a child. You might think about that, but you know the experience you're gonna have at that point is literally gonna like put a kind of like a shockwave into you. You're gonna see that what is actually happening. Like a few days ago, you were a child. Yes, it happens, man. You really like a years pass by, and you really don't notice that it's been those many years. Like I've seen many people, like they be like 60, 70 years old, and they say, I really didn't notice anything. I thought yesterday I was a child. Because like I told you before, the brain has the capability of forgetting things. Now once you try to remember them, you can remember, but as soon as you get busy doing other stuffs, your brain doesn't keep those things in mind, because it has an advantage. It usually clears the thing that doesn't value to you. That's why we say make memories, so you're gonna think you lived a long life. Otherwise, if you're gonna be at the same place, let's say you live in a room from last 50 years, you're really gonna think it was yesterday when you start living in the room, because nothing has changed. Your eyes have only captured one image. So what's gonna happen? Your eyes are not gonna like upload that image to your brain again and again. It's just gonna remember that image, whatever it saw yesterday. It's gonna remember the image again. It's gonna remember the image again. So that means, you see, actually your brain is not getting like the data. I'm not saying about any programming stuff yet, but actually the thing is, there is no new image being added to your brain. It's the single image that you've been seeing from last 60 years, and your brain will literally not remember those 60 years except the first day when you got into this particular room. It's just like prison. Once a person gets into prison and gets out of prison, he will never notice a difference he got, that like the time happened in between the prison. Exceptions are if he have done something, if there has been some kind of event in the prison. Yes, there's the thing. Like let's say there are 20 years, you spend 20 years in prison. At the 10th year, there was an event in prison for a day, and you got out of the prison. Then you get to your family. What you gonna discuss about? What do you think? You're really not gonna notice anything else other than that event. You're gonna say, oh yeah, there was an event in my prison. Or you're gonna say, one day I was sitting in the prison and I was thinking about this, and then I slept. You're gonna say like that? Literally no, because you're gonna remember nothing. As long as you don't force your brain to remember things, you're not going to remember them. Only if they are not rememberable, like they are not some memories kind of stuff, memories with the parents. These are the memories. Make memories, man, because time is limited. We are not immortal persons, so we are limited. Now I was talking about being parents. Like when you get your children's, when you get your child's, when you get your kids, they will be growing up. Now you see, at the point that you were a few years back, now your children's are. The mindset is same. What you were thinking when you were young, that your children are gonna think the same, and you're going to tell them the same thing. Go to school, study hard, and you're gonna get a job, and you're gonna need to make your family. Then you will have kids. You see, you might be thinking like this is normal, but as soon as you realize this is kind of like an unlimited loop. Only that thing is happening here. The human's loop is continuing as same as it is going. Only the technology is increasing, and the world state is changing. Nothing else is changing. Humans are the same. The cycle has been continuing about from years to years. You can notice those things, man. Like I've seen many of my brother, sister do what they be so much, they be like, okay, I know, I'm gonna grow up, I'm gonna work on that, I will leave that, I will think about that later. Let me just enjoy right now. Do we think you're gonna have time to just do the things? What's actually enjoyment? What's actually the meaning of enjoyment? First, make memories to remember. But when you don't have money, what you gonna remember? I'm not saying the people who are rich have no fun of watching this video. You have fun, man. You need to watch this video more than a poor person needs to. Just because I'm talking about motivation, I'm not talking about money. This video is not about money. I'm saying about the life. What actually life is. What is money? Money is like the ongoing with the life. Like you live at 50 years. Let's suppose average man live rate is 50 years. You get into the world. It's a God that is deciding what you need to do. He's checking what you're gonna do. He's providing you ways to live in this world. It's like it's like a game. As many coins you have, as many things you can buy. You don't have coins, you can't move on. You can't buy anything, you can't do anything, and you will eventually die. This world is a game. You were a child, you grow up a little bit, you grow up more, you become a man, you work, you become a woman, you work, or you marry someone. I'm not talking about discrimination. It's just like the life cycle. Women do work right now, and I really appreciate them because woman power on the way. Okay. So what I was talking about. Okay, so you see, now we work, we get our family, we get old, and then what? We die. D-I-E or D-E-A-T-H is a word. Like if you're gonna put this word on a note, and you're gonna just tape that note onto your wall, and if you're gonna see that note every day, D-E-T-H, death, you know what's gonna happen? You're going to remember that you're going to die one day. What we do, we forget about that. And I've seen most people do what? Oh man, please don't tell us about the death. I get so emotional about this thing. But you know what? If you really wanna like, don't wanna be like in the worst person's that negative life. They say, okay, leave man. Don't tell me those shitty stuffs. I don't wanna live an emotional life. I wanna be happy. Just don't tell me life. Okay, I know we will die. But inside what they think, they don't actually think that as a death. They think about more about it's like it's that just a thing. Okay, we get old, we die. Okay, we get old, we die, and game is over. Okay, then we're gonna do something. Blah, blah, blah. They have no concept about what's going to happen after we die, after death, after life. We say our grandparents died, but what does that mean? What happened to them actually? Have you ever noticed about that? If somebody might have noticed, you mentioned might have like left the topic behind. You're gonna say, okay, leave it. I don't care about that. I don't want to live a happy life. Man, everyone wants to live a happy life. You think someone wants to live a sad life? But awareness is the first thing you want to make sure you have in this world. As soon as you get aware about that, your time is limited. As according to plans, you might be thinking you have a lot of things to do, but you are limited. We never know when we're gonna die. Hey guys, so this is phase 2. Sorry, I need to stop the recording because my parents came here and just like random, I can't just, I was busy a little bit. Okay, so where were we last time? We were at the topic about talking about we're limited, right? Yes, I actually checked my last recording and I heard about we're limited, something like grandmother's grandfather death. So we were talking about the limitation that we have. Look, we die. Well, what's the thing actually going on here? Like, you might be thinking like we are just like a toys that are in this world. Like, well, actually, we're not toys. This world is a testing world. The thing is, you need to get in the world, do good things, and to be a part of the world, you need to do something that you can just continue your life. It's not like you're gonna sit at a place and people are gonna come to you. Okay, hey, so can you please take this food, eat this food. No, it's not gonna be like that, unless until you have done something that's superior, like you're a prime minister of something, you're a minister, you're a chief minister. You don't need to do anything. You're just sitting at a place and you're gonna get the money every day, every month, every year, like that. Yeah, that's the different purpose. That's the different things, because you have worked for that. You're not gonna be like just like you're sitting at a single place and you do nothing. There is another exception here. If you did nothing, you're working, you're like living on your parents' money, and you married a woman that's working and you're not, and then your children may grow up and they will start working, so you never need to work. But this is a different exception. You know what I mean to say? This happens rarely, and the problem happens in this world. Like I told you, when a brother will take the help of his sister and he will just live with her, that thing is going to happen. They're gonna make you more like a slave. You know what I mean to say? Like, you're not gonna have that respect. You can't just really order your children to do something because they're paying you. You see, they're paying you. You can't just tell them no. So what you need to do, basically, so the thing is, you need to do something other than doing nothing, because the respect is lost and your everything is lost. So I'm sorry, I'm recording this again because I went a little bit busy. I got something to do. Okay, so after that, what happened actually, like 40 years of life, 50-60 years of life, then once you die, we actually happens nothing. The thing is, we get to ask for questions about different things and different kind of like things what we did in the world, whatever things we did. We're gonna get showed every single thing. Like, if you believe it or not, I'm not talking about the atheists or Christians or any other religions. So we'll meet you in the part 2. Sorry, I need to make the part 2. Bye bye, see you.